is having a great day today. I had got my hands on about 100 ounces of poured silver from various pour artists going back a few years. So there's some old stuff, some a little bit newer stuff, but mostly old stuff from the history of poured silver that you will see from our community members and the like. So I'm very, very excited to share this with you. I'm going to get right into it because it's going to be a long video, but if you're into that type of stuff, please stay tuned. I'm going to share some really cool items with you, and this very first one here that I'm going to share with you is actually one of my own that I poured a few years ago, part of a set that I did. And you know, we all saw the chibi or chibi coins or whatever going around, and I wanted to do kind of a poured silver variation of it, so that's kind of what I did. So this was the very first one that I started with, and this is actually the prototype Darth Vader. It's like 3 ounces. These are flat on the back. You can see what the back looks like on these, but this is the first one there. Thought that one was kind of fun. I haven't really shared these too much with many people like I do with a lot of my pours, but if you're into this type of thing, I had fun making them. So that was the very first one. The second one that I did a Yodo. So this one is about 3 ounces as well. Nice, cool little Yoda piece. Next one in the set was the Stormtrooper. Had fun making all of these, obviously. I know there's a lot of fans of this genre out there. And here, as you can see, we have C-3PO. Pretty cool piece. Next, we have R2. And last but not least, we have Chewie. So I had fun making these. I've made so many poured pieces over the last few years. A lot of them I've shared, a lot of them most of them I have not. But if you guys want to see more of my own personal stuff, Bay City Bullion stuff, you can check it out on my Instagram, or I share just a tiny bit here on YouTube. I try not to make it about just my pouring. I make, obviously, my videos more about unboxing and just talking about metals. But those were a few pieces of my own that I was able to purchase back. Now let's go ahead and start with a couple bars. And this one is pretty cool. I'll tell you the history behind this one. This is a 2018 Pour Party bar. You can see 3 ounces there with some cool pour lines on it. And with the stamps here, we have a pit bullion, we have a silver vessel, we have a silver to burn, Mrs. Vulcan, Mr. Vulcan, and stacking AG 47. It's a pretty shiny bar, so it's kind of hard to show up in the camera. But this was one of the pieces that I was able to get in this lot. And I have pieces from every year of the pour party. So this one here in particular, if I had to guess, this was probably poured by Pit Bullion. This next one here is a 2019. This one's super shiny. This one, you can see it's got the Metals Mafia stamp, Pit Bullion, Mr. and Mrs. V, Christopher Sanchez with the snake. It's got silver vessel, silver to burn. It's got corn dog, shiny package. We got SBS silverback stacker and stacking AG47. So that one's a pretty awesome bar, and it's got some pretty sick pour lines on the back. That's a pretty awesome piece there. Lots of stamps on that. Lots of makers showed up to that pour party that year. And last but not least, with the pour party bars, we have one from 2021, Pit Bullion, stacking AG, silver vessel, the Vulcans, and shiny package. This one's a 3.4, nice and flat on the back. So those are pretty sweet pieces to add to the collection. Now we're gonna, I'm just gonna start working around. I have so many to go through. This one is poured by the Bear. This one was poured. This was a #1 pour, Obi-Wan, 4.2 ounces. We got an Obi-Wan Kenobi here. Absolutely awesome old school pour by the Bear. Of course, it stands up. Lots of, obviously, Star Wars fans, and back in the day when everybody was finding stuff to pour, You know, we would pour, they would pour. Obviously, these guys have poured longer than myself. I didn't start pouring until 2019, but as you can see there, the old school bear stamp. All sorts of cool things were made back then just to see if they could be made. And speaking of that, we have some sick pieces here from Mrs. Vulcan. We got a whole set of some samurai soldiers. These little guys here will stand up. And I have a set of 4 of these. Very awesome detail. Mrs. V does a wonderful job. Excellent, excellent pourer. I just hit her up recently asking if she would make me something in particular. And as soon as I get that from her, I will definitely share it with you all. But this was a cool little set of samurai soldiers that she made. Absolutely wonderful, beautiful, beautiful set. And very, very happy to add those to my collection. I have some other 3D pieces from Mrs. V. And this one will go right into my collection. I have quite the community silver collection that I've garnered over the years and just have had fun with, and every time I get a chance to add more, I'm very, very happy to do that. So here we have a tombstone, a 1.43. This is an old school one on the old school COAs from Mrs. V using Mr. Vulcan. As you can see, I'll try to give you a better look at it. I apologize for not the greatest lighting, but you can see the V there and the 999 fine silver on the back. But just an old, cool, there we go, a little bit better there. Cool tombstone piece. Another old school tiny piece from Mr. Vulcan, 5678, 0.3 ounces, little AK-47. Back in the day when everybody was first trying to make all these little weapons and just having fun with the poured silver. This one's definitely from that era, from back in the day. Poured silver has come a long way, and Vulcan was definitely one of the pioneers, and still, to this day, one of the best in my opinion when it comes to pouring silver. This next piece I'm going to share with you is a 1.7 ounce Silver Saver bar made by Mrs. V. And this one's pretty cool. You guys remember the Silver Saver bar, Silver Saver? Very, very nice piece there. Next up, we're going to keep it going with some Mrs. Vulcan. This one is a roulette wheel. Thought that this was pretty sick. This is a 2.1 ounce roulette wheel. I won't have to show you every single one of the COAs just to speed it up a little bit with the pours, but we'll go ahead and take our time looking at them. The next I'm very excited to get, Stacking AG 47 made these paperweights back in the day, and I did not get a chance to get my hands on one. So I finally have one to add to my collection. My fingers just barely squeeze in there, but very, very sick piece nonetheless. This is a classic AG, Stacking AG 47. First one I saw that did knuckles in silver. Very, very stoked to add that to my collection. Next one I will share with you is by the Bear. This is called the Death Axe. This is a 1.1 ounce. And very cool. You can see like the skull teeth there on either side. I actually have 1 or 2 of these already. So this will be added to my ever-growing bear collection, which I think I have the largest bear collection in existence. Not only because, you know, he's my good buddy, but because I love his pours. And unfortunately, bear no longer pours. So what we have is what we have. Here is a 0.8 ounce pine cone from Mrs. V. This one's very, very cool, guys. Check this one out. And for you pour artists out there, this is pretty sweet. You can see trying to get that in and out of the clay could not have been easy at all. Beautiful, beautiful little pine cone piece. Very, very happy to add that to my collection. Now, this next one is from Dixie Silver Miner, and this might be my very first Dixie Silver Miner piece to my collection. I think I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised I don't have any other pieces, but we have, as you can see, a 0.73 ounce Dragonfly Very, very cool. Now, my lighting will not show off the very nice rainbow tone of this dragonfly, but there's a DSM and a 999 stamped on the bottom of it. Just a very cool piece by Dixie Silver Miner. Happy to add that to my collection. Another one is an axe from the bear. This might be the only one. This is number 1, and I believe he broke the mold when he made this. So this might be the only one or one of 2 that he made of this one. I have a lot of very rare pieces from the community members and from Bear that I'm very, very honored to have in my collection. I'll have to do an updated bear collection. I've done bear collection videos on this channel in the past, if you're interested in that. And about a year ago, I did about 150 ounce unboxing video of a bunch of community pours like this too. If you go back just a little ways on my channel, you'll be able to find that too. If you like this type of stuff, you can see a lot more. This is a Jolly Roger, 3-ounce Jolly Roger by the Bear with his old stamp there. And this is an older piece that he made. Just another cool bear piece to add to the collection. And I have a very early bear piece, I think before he even had COAs, is a little 1-ounce turtle shell. Anytime I can get these old school early bear pieces, I'm going to add them to my collection each and every time. Just absolutely happy to have them. Speaking of bear, there's going to be a few more bear pieces in this, but this is a prototype. This is a Pentagon 1-ounce sand truded, he calls. You know, it's the prototype by that little bear paw right there. Absolutely sick piece by the Bear. Another bear prototype for the collection. Stoked to have it. Here's an old bear piece, a 3.4-ounce Y-wing. Just a cool old sand cast piece there by the Bear. Fun piece, obviously. Next one is not by the Bear, but it is by 925 Stacker, and it is a domino bar. And let's see, this was made back in January of 2017 with the COA. This is 925 sterling, actually. And here we go. We got a domino from 925 Stacker. There's his little stamp. Pretty cool piece. Pretty cool piece. I don't know if this is, I don't believe this is the first 925 Stacker piece that I have in my collection, but I don't have many, so I was happy to add that. Here we have another older bear piece, which is fun, and this is Lucille. Obviously, you guys, if you've watched The Walking Dead, you would recognize this. This is the #1 Lucille bat by my good buddy, the Bear. So, absolutely happy to add that to my collection. Next one we have here comes from overseas. This is from Liquid Metals UK. This is from 2021, 4.7 gram dog tag. This is my first piece from Liquid Metals. See if I can get you a better look at the stamp there. Obviously, a big old stamp like that on a thin piece like this is not very easy to do. But we got the dog tag there from Liquid Metals. Cool piece there. Next one I will share with you is a cloud car, about 3 ounces. The little stand there. Thought that was kind of cool. Obviously made the stand out of the sprue and have something to stamp. Cool piece. From our good buddy the Bear. The next one is kind of a fun piece. Now, if you remember a lot of the times where we were on YouTube on Saturday nights, the Metals Mafia chats, the Bear would get on there and he would pour into all different types of craziness just for our entertainment and our enjoyment. And one night he poured into a bunch of popcorn, and got a 3.1 ounce piece. And it's absolutely stunning. And it has beautiful, wonderful rainbow colors that my lighting's not doing justice, but it's kind of a cool, just obviously collectible art piece. And no, there is no more corn left in there. It all got burned out, or cleaned out by the Bear. but just a cool piece of art by the bear, and of just, you know, our history on YouTube, and the little Metals Mafia history for you there too. Next little set is pretty sweet. It's actually a set. This is made by Mrs. V, and it's a dino set. So we have the 1, we have the 2, and 3. Absolutely awesome dino set there by Mrs. V. 3.4 ounce total from Mrs. V. Very, very cool. Cool little set to add to my collection. Absolutely love it, guys. I'm over the moon with all these pieces. Now let's jump over to some Lou's and Louie. I got some Louie out there. If you're watching, bud, you might be watching this because this video is right up your alley. And I was able to add a couple more of your pieces to my stack. Of course, I have a few, which you know. And I did not have this one before. It was a Griswold Heart, and he only made 10 of these. 4 troy ounce Griswold Heart. And for you old schoolers out there, you may recognize this once I show it to you. But there we are. We got the Louis stamp, 10 of 10, 4 ounce Griswold Heart. Very happy to add that to the stack for sure. Very, very cool piece. Unique piece. Louis done a lot of unique pieces, as well as this piece here, where he did these skull pieces with the copper eyes in them. And this one is number 9 out of 10. So I have some rare early Louis pieces that I'm very happy to have in my collection. Very, very happy to have these pieces, guys. Next one is just a little 1 ounce joint. It is the prototype 1 ounce bar. This is the first little 1 ounce bar that Bear made. And this happened to be the prototype. So another proto for the Bear collection. Next piece, beautiful, beautiful piece. This one is done by Mr. Vulcan. And this one is a cast of an actual real arrowhead. It is a 1.7 ounce. You can see there, it's got the Vulcan stamp, 999 fine silver. Look at that piece. Absolutely gorgeous. I believe from a real arrowhead found in a riverbed. I think up in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Vulcan, you'll have to let me know in the comments if that's not the case, but I believe that's what he told me in the past. Not my first arrowhead that I've had made by Mr. Vulcan. And we were talking about the late night pours. Bear pouring into all sorts of crazy stuff. This next one I'm going to share with you is what we call spaghetti pour. 2.6 ounce from my buddy the Bear. Now he poured into spaghetti. And came up with these absolutely just crazy looking, art looking pieces. There's 2 of them here. And these were poured live and sold live on the channel that night. You can probably still go back on Mike GPO or Pit Bullions and find a lot of those old Saturday Night Lives. One of these days, and I've been threatening to do it for a while, I'm going to come back with some Saturday Night Live chats. I'm going to do it and see who all wants to join me. Once I get a setup that I'm happy with, I will start doing that. If you guys are interested in that and want to let me know down below if you'd be interested in having some fun with that. It may give me some motivation to start doing it. Here we got a little mushroom stamp by the Bear. Little shroom, multicolored shroom. Cool little piece. This is the number 1 Bear pieces of 8 from back in the day. Very old school, 2.2 ounce. I have 1 or 2 of these already of the 8. So very, very cool old school piece. And speaking of Mike GPO had some channel rounds made back in the day by Stackin' AG47, and there were not many of these made. Very, very rare piece. I believe the mold was carved out of wax by A.G. Randall, And as you can see there on the back, MM. We got the Stackin' AG 1 ounce channel round. Very rare sweet piece there. Happy to have that one in my collection. Here we have an old school toned ram by the Bear. He's only made a couple of these. Just an old school piece. 2 ounce. Cool little ram. Next, I will share with you an old school silver vessel. Silver vessel piece, silver saver, bar. There were only 4 of these made, so very rare piece. Part of the YouTube lore. Next, we have, you guys may have seen this before, and I actually have one of these in my collection, is Burnchester 3030 from silver to burn back in the day, and this one's actually made out of sterling. So I have one made out of sterling, and I have one made out of 999, so I have one of each. So very, very happy to add a little Burnchester, and I got the COAs with all these guys too. I'm just not sharing them with y'all. And some cool little bits from silver to burn, like little one-off, little nice pieces that I have that he poured. Little 22 shell, little pepper blaster pistol. Just cool little bits and pieces. And last but not least, we have a piece here from my good buddy Silverback Stacker. You should go check out his channel. He's been back making videos pretty consistently lately, showing off his scores from the coin shops. But we have the #1 horned toad, which is a cool piece. Check this out, guys. SBS has done a lot of cool 3D pieces in his day. I have a small handful of his pieces, but happy with all the ones that I have. So we have this little horned toad. And that's it. That's all I'm going to share with you guys. Thanks for sticking around. This has obviously been a very long video. I'm happy that you guys checked it out. If you stuck all the way into the end, you're definitely a trooper. It's been fun being able to add these to my collection and share them all with you. Let me know down below some of your favorites, some comments, what you guys remember from back in the day in these old pours, and if you still collect them, and if you still enjoy them. I have seen people sell some over the years and move some, and anytime I get a chance to get my hands on some, I gobble them up. I gobble them up for sure, and enjoy adding them to my stack. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.